All right, so what's up, my friends and family? Listen, this your girl, Kayla K here. Listen, I just wanted to come here and kind of give a little bit of inspiration to my women, whether you're minorities, whether you're the majority, or whatever, whoever. Listen, for the last 6-7 years, probably 8 years, I've worked in an industry or in a field that has been dominated by me. And as an African American woman who also happens to be a single mother, and I say that because single mothers, we just have a different way of getting things done. Like, we just have to make it happen, because sometimes in our house, like, we're the mama and we're just doing everything, right? So there are a lot of tendencies or habits that I've cultivated as a single mother that I do have a tendency to take into the workplace. And one of those habits, or a few of those habits and tendencies, is getting the job done by any means necessary, as long as it's legal and above the law, right? And when working with men, I have experienced that a lot of men take that as a sign of me being impatient or being impulsive, and or even being aggressive. And it was so bad at one time where I had to read articles on how to not be aggressive, right? Because that was not my intention to be aggressive at all, right? My goal was to simply get the job done and get it done to the best of my abilities without making excuses and without procrastinating, right? And there, between being impatient and between knowing what it takes to get the job done and actually getting the job done. So being impatient means that, oh, I can't wait, gotta do it, gotta get it done, now it has to be done like this, let's hurry, let's move. But knowing what it takes to get the job done is simply figuring out what does it take to get the job done without procrastinating, without making excuses, and then following those steps through again without procrastination and without making excuses, and being committed to get that job. Right. Because some of us can't afford to procrastinate. Some of us cannot afford to make excuses, right? So we get things done. And one of my mottos has been, excuses are monuments to nothing, right? In doing what I need to do, or in women doing what they need to do, like, we're at a point now where, and the fact that I'm even having to make this video is just an indication of the signs of time that we are in, and just an indication that while we have come forward with women in the workplace, there's still a lot more, there's still a glass ceiling that has to be broken. And until men can understand some of the issues and challenges that women face in the workplace, we're not going to be able to overcome these hurdles, right? So we're getting to a point, ladies, and I want to encourage you, listen, we're not being passive aggressive anymore. We're not reading between the lines anymore. Listen, we're going to say what we mean, and we're going to mean what we say. We are going to take into consideration people's feelings, and we are going to take into consideration people's emotions. But at the end of the day, if we're working together and we have a job that needs to be done, then we're going to take our feelings off our sleeves, right? Because our feelings are very valid, right? But we're not going to allow our feelings and our emotions to dictate how we get our job done. If there are things that need to be done and you have ideas, sis, share your ideas, share your suggestions. You shouldn't be in a situation where you feel that your ideas or your thoughts are not valid or not relevant. Like, don't let anyone get you, because I'm telling you, I've shared great ideas only to have my ideas pushed to the side, and then after every other idea didn't work out, then they come back with the same idea, right, and not give me the credit for that idea. And not only do you not get the credit for that idea, but then you walk away with PTSD from those situations, internal baggage that makes you feel like you're not good enough, right? Makes you feel that you're not worthy enough. And that's a practice that is, I don't know if that's happening on your job, but I know there are other women who I've talked to who've had these same issues. And until we speak about these things, guys, we're not going to be able to overcome them. And that requires having good follow-up. And because a lot of people may not have good follow-up, particularly men, they're not the strongest communicators in the world, but that's okay. We love y'all too. But we as women, guys, we don't want, I'm not being passive aggressive anymore. I'm not reading between the lines anymore. Listen, when there are projects that we're working on as a team, I don't know all the answers. You don't know all the answers. I don't have all the solutions. You don't have all the solutions. But I am going to do what I know needs to be done to the best of my ability. But I'm moving forward, and I'm making a commitment to be my best and to do my best work and get the job done. So I want to encourage you, like, get the job done. Sometimes we can be impatient, right? Sometimes we can be impulsive, but you need to know the difference between being impatient and being impulsive versus doing your job and being committed to not just do your job, but to get that job done to the best of your ability, and to do it in such a way that when someone else comes behind you, it's easy for them to follow the steps and they don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's my favorite spot, and these bugs just crawling. But anyways, like, I'm out here just with clarity and peace of mind, understanding, like, I'm gonna get the job done, and if my ability to get the job done offends you, then I apologize, but I can't control how you feel, right? But I can assure you that I'm gonna get this job done, and I can assure you that I am a team player and that we are gonna work together, right? We're gonna collaborate. And women, we know how to collaborate. Men, I hope y'all know how to collaborate. But this we're not reading between the lines anymore. We're not being passive aggressive. We're not supporting any bad behaviors. Say what you mean and mean what you say. And let's be committed to serving our clients. Let's be committed to serving those who have given us tasks to do certain things. So again, I hope this has been inspirational. Look at your communication skills in your workplace and look at what you're bringing to the table versus what you're taking from the table home with you and how it's affecting your mental health. And I want to leave this book for you to read. It's called Move Your Bus by Ron Clark. A very good book, especially if you're working on a team. I would encourage you to read it together in your agencies, read it together in your businesses, read it together in your schools, or just even read it together in your home. It's by Ron Clark, who is an educator in Georgia, and he just talks about the strength of having an organization and the different personalities that people bring to the table. And unless we understand those personalities, unless we understand the skills and talents that each of us bring to the table, guys, there's a possibility that our bus may not move. And there are a lot of buses who are stagnant with people who don't pull their weight, or people who pull their weight and do exceedingly and abundantly, but yet and still sometimes they're being downsized, or they're being diminished, or they're being looked over because the other people are too lazy to pull their weight, right? So I want you to check out that book, Move Your Bus, and let me know what you think about this video. And if you know a woman who's having some issues in the workplace, please share this video with her. And again, I hope it has been an inspiration. I hope it has been motivational, but more important, I hope it has been educational to both men and women, that we can see the patterns that are going on in our workplace and do what we need to do to make it a strong environment for everyone, right? Where everyone feels important, where everyone feels supported, and where everyone feels that they can do what needs to be done to move forward. So in the meantime, in between time, God bless you all and have a wonderful day.